Welcome to this review video. We hope it can be a big help for you, especially reviewing for Fire Officer exam for this incoming October 23, 2022. General information. Philippine Constitution. Territorial and political subdivisions of the Republic of the Philippines are the following, except one. A. Regions. B. Provinces. C. Cities. D. Municipalities. The answer is A. Regions. According to Article 10 of Local Government Section 1, the territorial and political subdivisions of the Republic of the Philippines are the provinces, cities, municipalities, and barangays. A. The President and the Vice President shall be elected by direct vote of the people for a term of 6 years, which shall begin at noon on the 30th day of June next the following day of the election and shall end at noon of the same date, 6 years thereafter. B. The President shall be eligible for any re-election. C. No person who has succeeded as President and has served as such for more than 4 years shall be qualified for re-election to the same office at any time. A. Statements A, B, and C are all correct. B. Statements A, B, and C are all incorrect. C. Only statement C is incorrect. D. Only statement B is incorrect. The answer is D. Only statement B is incorrect. According to 1987 Philippine Constitution, Executive Department Article 7, Section 4, the President shall not be eligible for any re-election. In a democratic and republican state, the supremacy of the civilian authority over the military is best exemplified in which of the following? A. The Defense Secretary is a non-military officer. B. The President is the Commander-in-Chief of the AFP. C. Regular trial courts try criminal cases against policemen. D. The police force is tasked to serve and protect the people. The correct answer is B. Article 7, Section 1 of the 1987 Constitution vests executive power on the President of the Philippines. The President is the head of state and head of government, and functions as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. As Chief Executive, the President exercises control over all the executive departments, bureaus, and offices. Provinces with respect to component cities and municipalities, and cities and municipalities with respect to component barangays shall ensure that the acts of their component units are within the scope of their prescribed powers and functions. Who shall exercise general supervision over local govt? A. Mayor. B. President. C. Vice President. D. DILG Secretary. The answer is B. President. According to 1987 Philippine Constitution, Executive Department Article 7, Section 4, the President of the Philippines shall exercise general supervision over local governments, provinces with respect to component cities and municipalities, and cities and municipalities with respect to component barangays, within the scope of their prescribed powers and functions. Under the Spanish colonial government, who directly governed the Philippines? A. The Governor General. B. The Viceroy of Mexico. C. The Royal Audiencia. D. The King of Spain. The answer is A. The Governor General. From 1565 to 1821, the Governor and Captain General was appointed by the Viceroy of New Spain, upon recommendation of the Spanish Cortes, and governed on behalf of the monarch of Spain, to govern the Captaincy General of the Philippines. Who is authorized to adapt a new name for the country? A national anthem for a national seal, which shall all be truly reflective and symbolic of the ideas, history, and traditions of the people. A. President. B. Congress. C. Senate. D. House of Representatives. The answer is B. Congress. According to 1987 Philippine Constitution, General Provisions Article 16, Section 2. The Congress may, by law, adopt a new name for the country, a national anthem, or a national seal, which shall all be truly reflective and symbolic of the ideals, history, and traditions of the people. Such law shall take effect only upon its ratification by the people in a national referendum. According to the 1987 Philippine Constitution, the following are citizens of the Philippines except one. A. Those who are citizens of the Philippines at the time of the adoption of this Constitution. B. Those whose fathers or mothers are citizens of the Philippines. C. Those who are naturalized in accordance with law. D. Those that are residing in the Philippines for 10 years. It shall be composed of a citizen. Armed force shall undergo military training and serve as may be provided by law. Keep a regular force necessary for the security of the state. A. Philippine National Police. B. Armed Forces of the Philippines. C. National Bureau of Investigation. D. Philippine Army. The answer is B. Armed Forces of the Philippines. According to 1987 Philippine Constitution, General Provisions Article 16, Section 4, the Armed Forces of the Philippines shall be composed of a citizen armed force, which shall undergo military training and serve as may be provided by law. It shall keep a regular force necessary for the security of the state. It means of enjoying liberty and happiness, such as property ownership, freedom of religion, and right of domicile. A. Civil rights. B. Political rights. C. Rights of accused person. D. Administrative rights. The answer is A. Civil rights. Civil rights basically refer to rights enjoyed to enabled individuals to undertake the everyday business of life. Article 3, Section 4. Freedom of speech, right of free press. Freedom of assembly, the right of petition. The answer is A. Due process.